Hi. Say hi. I'm saying name. Hey, Stace. It's Stacy B. Holly O. Jack. Holly Joe Jack. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. I've been wanting to do this because seeing people get so creative with their names. Some of them are very funny, and some of them are very unique, and some of them don't do nothing. Tasha Sharice, 48. Hey. You know, Stace, we just talk about whatever is there to talk about. I just came on to say people's names to be silly. But we can talk about anything. You know how we do. Sharice. Some people have very unique names. I'm sure you've seen them over here on the TikTok. I dropped a couple videos. A lot's been going on. I got Portia. I'm gonna put something out with Portia. Once she puts everything out, everything that I need to put the video I'm trying to put together, I'll drop you guys the rest. What's for dinner tonight? I don't know. I was just thinking about that. I actually just had some sausage. I do a quick little thing with sausage and mashed potatoes and a vegetable. I had sausage, mashed potatoes, and asparagus. The peppers and onions on the sausage. Yesterday I made some chicken wings with the mashed potatoes and roasted Brussels sprouts. Let me tell you what I did with the chicken wings. Let me tell you what I did with the chicken wings. Last Sunday I made turkey wings and string beans, so all in the same pot, right? So I had the broth, the juice, I had that. That was so good. I said, let me just hold on to the juice after I ate the turkey wings and the string beans. I said, let me hold on to this juice. I might be able to do something with this. I thought maybe put it in a seafood boil. I did make some ramen noodles with it, which was a nice little, so you don't have to use the sodium pack. But child, so that was that. And then a couple days after that, I'm a foodie too, Stace. A couple days after that, it's described in this explanation I'm giving you. A couple days after that, I did jerk chicken wings, and I just made a jerk glaze. Natasha Taylor, welcome, honey. Welcome. I did jerk, so I made a jerk glaze, the water, butter, brown sugar, reduced it, right? So that was good. So then I had this turkey juice and this jerk glaze. Child, I had more turkey, I got more chicken wings. It's always chicken, okay? Child, I put that turkey juice and them chicken in that turkey juice and that jerk glaze together and put them chicken wings in the oven to roast them. What I also did too, what I've been doing is I saw it on TikTok, soaking my wings in pickle juice. So weeks before I don't be having shit in my freezer with marinades and condiments. Weeks before, I had made some chicken drumsticks. Oh, because I did the chicken drumsticks where you hang them on the rack in the oven. So I marinated them in pickle juice with some seasoning and some garlic, right? So I said, well, let me just hold on to this and see what I'll do with that. So I had that. So that had been marinated for a minute with the things and the things and the things, right? So that was about a week or so before I ended up using that. So I marinated the chicken in that for quite some time, all while I did the way that Wendy Williams video fell on me, you guys. I just said I have to get this out. I was about to burn the whole meal down because I just didn't want to get up and disrupt the process that I was in. So all the while I'm grabbing footage and pictures and things like that for the video, I was soaking up the wings. So the wings soaked for at least 3 or 4 hours. and then I poured that off and poured that mixture, because I brought that up together so it would, be moving around like a sauce and not be congealed up. So I brought that together and I poured that over them chicken wings, and I put them chicken wings in the oven for about an hour with them Brussels sprouts. My mother, yes, you guys support the channel. Thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. I need a haircut and a perm and a recolor. But my mother used to make roasted Brussels sprouts because my dad loved Brussels sprouts, so she would roast the Brussels sprouts up. Not roast them, she would saute them, and I just could not. I never did. And it got to a point where she would just make the Brussels sprouts for him, and she would make something else for us because we just was not feeling Brussels sprouts. And then one day, just watching things, food things, whatever, they were like deep fried Brussels sprouts. And I'm like, well, how about that? So I ended up doing it at my parents' house. They were out of town, and I used my dad's Brussels sprouts to deep fry some, see what they was doing for. And that was good. That was very good. And these roasted Brussels sprouts, child, let me tell you, unbelievable. Quitty hero. Kitty hero. Quit Tithro. It's so creative. Kitty hero. Yes. Really, my daughter will be happy to hear that she loves pickles and chicken. Well, the guy, some white man on TikTok was like, I'm making the best chicken wing sandwich, slice of chicken. First, you got to marinate your chicken in pickle juice. I was like, okay. I already used the pickle. Somebody, TikTok, I think, told me. Thank God for TikTok, right? Because y'all sitting here with me. So TikTok told me about pickle juice inside for when you make your taco meat. And it does. It just is that extra thing. Which I realized was because, so now I got to keep some turkey stock on standby, because I'm definitely doing that chicken. I'm definitely doing that jerk chicken thing again. It was better than when I made it the glaze on just the chicken. And then some good turkey stock and the string beans and your vegetables. You just can't go wrong. Pickle juice good for cramps too. Mustard, things like that. I'm gonna fuck around and give me some mustard seeds. First of all, I've been wanting to pickle things since I've been watching cooking shows. Can y'all hear me good? Got my hands here. Since I've been watching cooking shows, just never got around to it. Getting the dill and the mustard seeds and the coriander and the things of such. Always got some vinegar. Always got some vinegar on go. Never brined a turkey either. I would like to try that. Or a chicken. Excuse me. And like the cold brine. See what that's hitting for. Ain't nobody came in and said hi. They don't want to be silly with me. That's alright. I got the gang's all here. Gang's all here. You gotta say hi for me to say your name. I'm not from New York City. I'm from New York City. I'm from Buffalo. Gang. Outstanding. I mean, it seemed like, fail proof, because you locking all that flavor and the moisture in there. They got that thing with the peanut butter. I just don't know about peanut butter on my meats. That I'm sure was just like the juice inside, I haven't had a whole turkey in at least 4 years. At least. Not the peanut butter, right? Like, no, I don't know about that. That might be pushing it. Push it to the limits. Hey, Courtney Land. Courtney. Hell no. I told her no, no, no. But let me tell you, them Brussels sprouts, the rutabagas, vegetables I've gotten into, that asparagus, I don't know who put the asparagus on my heart. What's up, love? I don't know who put that asparagus on my heart. I don't know if it was TikTok. Maybe it was me just scrolling through a Walmart. Y'all know, here's my Walmart commercial. Listen, if y'all don't want to get out the bed, if y'all just want to if y'all just chilling in the house, and you said, I just need a couple of things, you do that Walmart delivery. See if it's available in your neighborhood. See if it's available in your area. Tell them London sent you. And get 10% off. That's a lie. But I'll speak it into existence. Code Lux Gang, right? But it is so convenient. I like to do my orders at night, 2 o'clock in the morning. And that should be there in the morning, okay? 9 o'clock. Prompt, okay? And the people that I've had deliver my stuff have been so nice, so kind. Especially when they get it's the same people, and they get to remember where the house is and the things and the things. God bless it. Service people, period. That rutabaga was so good. It's so funny. My friend was using years ago. She had put the rutabagas in. I had never even heard about rutabaga until Wendy Williams. And then my friend used the rutabaga a couple years ago in the greens. She used frozen, and I was like, "This is fucking delicious, right?" So that was that, and I just never bought one again. You know, you go to the grocery store and you get the things you're used to. You know. Especially when, you know what, don't fix what ain't broke. Don't fix what ain't broke, right? But I'm just like, well, let me just try the thing. You know, so many things inside the grocery store, you know, so you just try it out. Like leeks and kale, cucumbers. I get the mini cucumbers all the time. And I get them all through that Walmart delivery. Natasha, convenient, honey, ain't even the word, right? Ooh, was it rhubarb or was it rutabaga? Rutabaga is root vegetable. It's like a cabbage and a potato mixed. But it's healthier than a potato could possibly be. And it's a little sweet. Because I chopped it up and I put that in the, I made cabbage. So I had double. Hey, Kenny Nicka. Kenny Nicka? Is that it? Kitty was Kitty, was it rhubarb or rutabaga, baby? What was it? Oh God, that's funny. Yes, hello, Ken. Welcome. But I had put the rutabaga inside the cabbage. I based my whole meal around the rutabaga when I should have did greens, but I was like, I'm not doing all that with the greens. So I put the cabbage. So double. You can't go wrong with too much cabbage. Keep things moving and grooving, right? And chopped that up for that, and then I chopped up some more. I put some lemon juice on them so they wouldn't turn, and they did really well. I had them in the fridge after cutting them up for a couple days, and they look perfectly fine. Neither one. I don't know her. Listen, I don't know where I am in these glasses. I could be right down the street. I don't know. I feel like I'm looking out the window. I don't know what I'm doing in these things. Oh, a rhubarb car? What you thought was a car? And then, so then I roasted those things up in the oven at 400 for about maybe 30-40 minutes. You talk about a quick snack. I ate that whole damn thing. That whole damn rack, I ate it. Thank you, Annie Nicole Jameson. Appreciate that. Just in the glasses. Outside the glasses, I'm a mess. No. So I roasted those up, and I ate those like fries. I remember the first time I roasted some kale, which you do at about 400, about 15 minutes. Then a Winnebago. Y'all are in here clowning, okay? I thought the rutabaga was a... I'm screaming. Oh God. Yeah, did that with the rutabaga. Get y'all some rutabaga. Get them in the frozen section is easy. Unless you like, because when you boil it off, like I did for the, because I bought a whole one. Yes, Natasha understands all the things, okay? Um, they do, now you're saying that, they do sound the same. A parsnip is a radish. If I'm going off of what I think I might know, that's a radish. So you're getting your fiber and your things like that, you know. It probably takes on flavor better than it has more flavor by itself. A root vegetable too. You know, everything's a vegetable. If it comes out of the ground, it's a vegetable. Including trees, which come out of the ground. And fruit is more of a verb. They're like turnips. Listen, it's all a vegetable. Roots. Well, not root. What's the difference? Root vegetables and a regular vegetable? Like, leeks and things? Squash. I like squash. A friend of mine makes this cheesy squash. Child, it's like macaroni and cheese. It's just, you can't tell the difference. You can't, I mean, you can. You can tell the difference. It's just as good. And she does the cheesy potatoes too, which are really good. Now that, you might not be able to tell the difference. It's not a veggie live, but I started to talk about food, which I'm so passionate about. And how I've been working on, no, I don't want to lie to the people. Working on a rutabaga. How the rutabaga done worked its way into my life. Ooh, a butternut squash with cream spinach. Now that sounds divine. I've just been trying new things, new vegetables. That's how we got into that conversation. And y'all had just really played around with that. The rhubarb and the Winnebago just really took me out. Yeah, squash is good. You know, and that's the thing. Everything is good if you know how to make it. You know what I mean? Like when people say they don't like fish. Olivia Daniels, welcome. Good afternoon, love. 12:30. Everything good. Like when people say they don't like fish, it's like, well, you never had fish right. You ain't never had a perfectly seasoned, or just, you know, tastefully seasoned, fried hard piece of fish. And until you do, you don't know what you're missing. Now maybe seafood and stuff like that, you know, is different. You know, I don't know. You know, I don't have any allergies to food like that for me to be like, I can't eat that. I'll swallow it like a child. But I know my friend allergic to shrimp, but it ain't no shrimp scampi she gonna pass up. Yeah, I like the catfish. Gar sounds, is that right? Gotta be fried high, right? Yeah, no, don't be I don't want it falling off. Or unless, like, it's just, if like salmon got to be cooked, it's just got to be cooked right. Welcome to the live. I've been live millions times. I'll be on here hours and hours. Like the song said. I came on just like the title said. I just want to say people's names. Because people have really funny, nice, creative names. Like my girl Keita in here. And then Kenny Nika. And I just wanted to be silly for a little bit with the people. Yes, know how to fry that fish up. Listen, I think we'd be cutting up all the damn day. I told you I'm manifesting a move in 2023. Pray for me. But say my name. When no one is around you, say, baby, I love you. And you ain't running games. Say my name. You acting kinda shady, ain't calling me baby. What a sudden change. Say my name, say my name. Say my. Listen, you ain't no Beyonce fan if you don't sing the live versions of things, okay? Because it'll be the live versions where you really get in, when she gets in and you can get in right with her. Boy, say my name, ain't, say Beyonce. Say Beyonce. You never hear Kelly or Michelle say that, though. Say Kelly. What do Michelle say? Say Shelley. Hey. Come on now. Come on, somebody. Say, hey. Where is them visuals, y'all? She out at the damn restaurant in a tennis skirt and them strappy heels. Snicker thick, right? Ain't dropped a piece of a visual. And you know, now what's going on? See these blocks? What's happening in these blocks I can't see. Because I'm Android all day. Okay? We're not getting into that. That's a conversation I don't entertain. Okay? Because right is right and wrong is wrong. And but and that's what I was about to say with F them visuals, because I don't want to have been waited for these visuals and they ain't nothing but not, oh Lord, that's why. They ain't nothing but some stills, but they ain't nothing but some actual oh snap, you can snap now, Jesus. They ain't nothing but clips from these damn pictures that we've seen, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to, I want something new. At this point, I don't want nothing. But, I just don't know. Yeah, Locked Away, I told y'all, she didn't have, I said this before, Keita, I said she didn't shoot the shit this year. She didn't finish the album this year. Shit been done, okay? Team Android, gang, gang, alright? All day. Long live the robot. Speaking of fruit and vegetables, long live the robot. That was Adam and Eve. She probably was biting into a parsnip. Hey, Diva Rock, Diva Road, Texas. Is that it? Diva Road TX. Very good, Patricia. And that's the hold up. Well, I mean, she can't, Diva Road. She can't go, alright. She can't go no bigger in the boobs. And she got so much body. The forbidden parsnip. Okay. She can't go no bigger in the body. I don't know what else she getting done that phase. I mean, what else is she gonna do? It's not like she's gonna do nothing drastic. Like, I just don't even know what else she need to do. I remember years ago, the first plastic surgery or first type of procedure I heard about Beyonce getting was getting Botox, or she was getting Restylane in the balls of her feet. Her face so full. And that's the thing. People talk about what they want to talk about. Like people dragging Wendy and Insert Carmen. Y'all know how I feel about that. I'm just trying, I'm trying to keep it light. I don't want to get too heavy. Okay? So I'm trying to keep it light. But like, with that Beyonce picture, and granted people may like her thickness and stuff like that, but it's like, this ain't the same girl. You know what I mean? I'm that girl, but you a lot thicker, sister. And, people just don't even... But it's like Jay-Z. I ain't seen Jay-Z walk her out of a place like that. I haven't seen them like in that type of stance in a while. And even like I captioned the video, a very obvious meeting or whatever I said. And like I said when I went live about it, listen, they hadn't been to all these restaurants, they'd been to all these places, and don't nobody know the wiser. Okay, they know a back door, they know a service entrance, they know these things, and meanwhile, they sitting on the night. They knew Kanye was in LA. Okay. They knew Ray J and Kanye. First of all, they know Kanye doing what he doing politically. Kanye be on them planes, honey, let me tell you. Kanye doing something politically with the mans, with the people, with the things. And they end up going to, now what they said was it's not the same. It wasn't the same night, not the same time. They definitely wanted us to see him. Kanye was, coming in and they were finishing up. So I think essentially, am I married? Hell no. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Oh, that's my right hand. She blanked too, this one. The Carters were there first, and then Kanye and his party ended up showing up after and stuff like that. But it's like, all y'all wanted some $23 gnocchi. Like, come on now, like, it's something to be said. It's something to speculate on. And then 2 days later, Kanye settles his damn divorce, which is so. I'm just trying to keep it light. Where are the people at? You gotta say hi if you want me to say your name. Ain't no lurking in the background. Singing in the background. Obviously, I'm praying for the best for Wendy, and I don't have to describe too much of that, because it's a whole Wendy playlist, and I've been holding on. I'll be holding on, and gotta keep holding on, because I just would think that she would just come back, but we're not getting that back. The Wendy we knew pre-2021 is no more. And that's a sad fact, especially they keep putting these videos out, watching her do all sorts of things, just be the iconic Wendy that we know and love. And it's sad that she's not that anymore. So I do not like that. And I also don't like people saying that's her karma, because like somebody came in the comments and was like, okay, so what about TMZ, Howard Stern, and other people who do gossip shit like that? Fucking Jason Lee. You know what I mean? Hey, Honey Beehive, US. WWW. I'm a worldwide woman. WWW. What she said? Worldwide woman. That's an underrated Beyonce song when they ask about one. People out here doing vicious things, and that's the things we see. I talk about people all the time. It's people that we don't know the names of. The Jewish people, the people like this that are out here destructive to lives, careers, lineages, cultures. But because they're in the background or whatever, like I said, you don't know what people battle with internally. They might have a terrible daughter. Somebody could be stealing from them. Who knows what people deal with, right? But to say Wendy Williams, who was simply just providing a service, didn't I say in the beginning of this, thank God for service people, providing a service, doing a job in her niche, right? And for people to literally want to condemn her. Same thing Kanye West, but we trying to keep it light, right? But then somebody said too, which kind of pissed me off, but just allow people to say their things, and that's why I do it, and just gotta remove myself from the comments, because sometimes I'd be like, do I make a video about how stupid people are? But no, I don't want to do that. But somebody said she gets on here and she gets on there telling those lies. Let me tell you this: you can't get sued for no lie. Okay? You can't get sued for no lie. You also can't get sued. You can't get sued for telling the truth. You don't get sued for no lie. Everything she says is backed up. She got a whole team. And then people talk about silencing her. which I do think there's some truth to that. The end of an era is more of the silencing, not the fact that she knew too much, because Wendy, unlike me, Wendy got a whole team of people. Newton, what's his name? Nelson, Carlton, whatever. A whole room, 4 interns, 6 staff members, people in the field, you know what I'm saying, that bring her the information. She provides a service. She don't grab it from the headlines or the newspapers like she was before, which, like me, is, you know what I'm saying, is how you get the information. Now that's validated, certified information, because they can't run it, because then they would be up for legal action. But it's ran, and it's confirmed, because somebody said, I didn't do that. Old girls say otherwise. And the thing with Tasha K was that she went on a rumor because Tasha K has the insiders. Now, if your insider don't come forward and say that they gave you the information, now you liable. That's defamation, lies and slander. Sue you for that. My shit is running in the news until I get me some insiders, and then even still, you need it verified by a credible source. The credible source keeps you out of trouble. And if it's not one thing, Wendy got some credible sources, okay? So that's what that is on that. I hated that the lady said, spreading lies. And I love that somebody came on there and said, not y'all on here talk about Wendy Williams when y'all made her the woman. Yeah. People in the comments, hate her. Well, why you hate her? You must be watching her. You hate her unless you get to talk about people that you like. When everybody's worth talking about. But like I said before about Wendy Williams her situation is unlike anybody else's situation that she's ever talked about. Her situation arguably is worse than Whitney Houston. Michael Jackson. Because the thing of it is that they weren't so drawn out. Michael Jackson bought his rights. He died. Whitney said, I'm not singing no more. R. Kelly wrote her the album. She sang it. She died. Wendy, the man been sick. Son been sick. Mother dies. Get the whatever she likes, you know, whatever. I'm also a believer of the once an addict, always an addict thing. Because somebody passed me a blunt, I'm going to smoke it, you know? I'm not saying I'm an addict, but I know what I like, you know what I mean? And so I get that. And then the stress, you know, of wanting to not so much stay relevant. I don't think somebody like Wendy Williams always ever have to battle with being relevant. And that's the thing about talking about these types of things. Somebody's always looking for insight information on things that they don't have access to in a way that they don't think. But you know, wanting to have it all, I think in some degree she wanted to have it all, with her career being the prime thing. You know, it was Wendy's career, it was her son, it was Kelvin, and then everything else after that. I have some clips, I have some pictures of what her brother said, but I just don't even want to shine no light on what he got to say. Hey, Desiree Ocean, what's up, love? I just don't want to shine no light on what he said, because that's just not what you do. Whatever you're saying is just not what you do. He talking about how dad is old because their dad turned 92 this year in February. Dad's old. You're not reaching out. I'm in a drunken state and not even able to handle myself. He needs to stop speaking like he need to be silenced. And I don't wish death. I don't condone violence. Okay. But a muzzle be necessary. Okay. But you talk about the dad. You ain't reached out to the dad. Have y'all even reached out to her? Have y'all even figured out what to do to get to do what needs to be done to get her where she needs to be. I would think not one body. Where the hell is Wanda? Okay, you don't want to be in the limelight, and that's the thing about moving in secret, or celebrities moving in secret, like the Kardashians, I mean the Carters and the Milo. And let me tell you this: it's probably two different sets of people. But the Portia video that everybody seems to love, and don't nobody know anybody in that video. Meanwhile, everybody knows Milo and the Mexican director. So the world is weird, right? But I guess those people make a difference, and the people in reality TV are insignificant. I mean, that's something too. But if Wanda is moving and shaking in the background, and she knows how to use the back door, and knows the paparazzi, the arrangement of paparazzi for her to come and them not be there and take her picture, we'll never know. And that's like they say with celebrities who give charity, or people who give to charity in general. It's not anything you make a big deal about. You do out the kindness of your heart. So that's what Wanda's doing. I hope that's what's going on. I hope both her and Wendy's son are moving in that kind of silent way. And that's my hope. We really go by what we see and what's given to us, and then we draw our conclusions and our assumptions and our opinions from that. Some more vicious than others. But I would like to think that, the mothers in Ocean Township, but even, let's just say, even like she was talking about the soccer moms in Ocean Town, well, not Ocean Township, that's where she grew up, but when she was living in Jersey, in the house, Kevin was going to school and things like that, and the relationships that she built with those mothers and stuff like that, I would think that they had reached out and knew how to handle, knew how to deal, knew how to decompress Wendy. You know what I mean? That sort of thing as a friend. But does she put that energy into her friends? Much like Heavenly, who is all about her husband, all about her kids, all about her career. And if as my friend, you don't fit in with how I move and shake, then it's whatever, anything else is insignificant, So maybe that's the case too. So she don't have people coming to her defense, which I don't think she would expect, because I do think Wendy expects to be right, but things are not right. Like that man, and that's the thing. People talk about clickbait. That man who walked her to her car and walked her, and that's what she had to hire him, because he walked her to her car, and then walked her through that venue. So he was with her for a good portion of the day because she had to walk, and she didn't need to be compromised or even fall in front of this shit. It was more people in that hallway watching her walk in than it was inside the room where she was having that conversation. But Wendy should never be without nobody standing right next to her. Ever. I don't care if you gotta rotate, you put the 3 men on rotation. And for the little bit of time that you in and out, I mean, it ain't like you out moving and shaking and hosting the show and doing the things. You need somebody for 4 or 5 hours a day. You got the coins to do that? And that's, I just don't understand. Even if not the coins, I'm gonna say whatever business is behind her. I noticed too that she didn't have that Wendy necklace on when she did the thing. So now she's not under that same branding, because they bought her, the Wendy show, Deborah Mercury and them bought her that necklace. Wendy, if you're rich, you don't have all your money in one spot. If you're rich like Wendy, you don't have all that money in one spot. I'm sure she didn't mix up her money from the show like her money from Lifetime and ID. And you know what I mean? So I'm sure she has other resources. And like she said in one of the clips, let me tell you, it's a whole playlist. Anything Wendy's done, I got it in there. She was talking about when she had sat down with Fat Joe, she said that, she has a lot of, people come and support her. If she needs anything, they look out for her. So, and I don't deny that either. So there's that with that. But, what y'all saying? What you said, Natasha? Didn't want to speak to her family. And you know what? And because that's what Tommy was saying. And she's just been without talking to the people. And As someone who likes to go ghost, or like I said before, I like to airlift myself out of a situation. If y'all don't get it, I don't have nothing for it. You know what I mean? If you don't understand it, if you don't know it, if you're not going to lend yourself, if you're not going to be empathetic to the situation that I'm going through because it's not like yours, then I just don't have the capacity to even be around, you know, because I have these things going on. So I get that. If I don't want to be around Tommy because he wants to mooch off of me, I don't want to be around Wanda because all she's going to do is judge. I don't want to be around my mother because all she's going to do is she done died. But she always was very clear on how Shirley relished in being famous. You know what I'm saying? That sort of thing. I don't want to be around my dad because he makes me feel like how I felt when I was 12 years old. Yeah, I don't want to be around any of these people. I get that. Somebody got popped in the head. Who got popped in the head? I'm broken. I don't keep up with it. See, and you know, that's the thing. I just would think as a fine businesswoman, being around the people, you know what I mean? You know, speaking of being around the people, I always like, and I might do a part 2 because people are like, oh, you forgot. Child, I spend 6 hours on one video, and you would think you could get everything in 6 hours, but once you get to going, it is, you know, content creating, whatever. But you know, the Tabitha thing and her fall, because I really meant to put a picture of her falling and even reference her falling on the show. Kenny, it's a bit of a delay, and I be talking fast, so I forget. Not that I forget, but I miss what you might be addressing. So please don't be shy and reminding me of what was going on, or what you're referring to. But there are definitely things that have led up to. I think my really kind of framed that, which I probably didn't drive home clear enough, but what is there is there. But I really try to frame it in like, this is what's going on with her son. This is the times that we've seen him. These are the things that he's said. Because the narrative, and that's what really is behind the whole video, is like, oh, now he's giving her an ultimatum. He hasn't given her an ultimatum since 2021. So don't sit here and try to tell us this thing from 2021 is going on right now. You know what I mean? And like we've discussed before, with Wendy been getting a high since the 80s. It's high and drunk since the 80s. And it got better. It didn't get worse. You know what I mean? The drug quality got better. The access got easier. The comfort was ideal. And you would think 27 days in a facility is going to clear her and get her where she needs to be? And as a son, I think that he would know, like I said about the women in the neighborhood, know what to say, know how to comfort her, give her what she needs because this is what she did before to get out to break the habits and things like that. You know? So I just don't know what all of that is. But the video was really mainly to focus on really little Kev, because what exactly are you doing? My mother wouldn't be out here needing somebody to walk on. No, my mother wouldn't be out here doing, you know what, she just wouldn't be out here. You know what I mean? Looking like this, pushing these stories out, you know, pushing this narrative, pushing this image out, because this is the thing that's sad. You know, when Michael Jackson died in the bed, Whitney died in the tub. Wendy will have passed with all of this going on, you know. What you just watched, Glamorous Shoe Boutique LLC, my Wendy video. You know, and it's like she just couldn't die. Like if she would have left that show, if in 2021 that thing with Tab, and let me tell you this about Tab. That's the thing of what I say too about people who are famous. You're just not famous overnight, okay? You are something. You were something. You know somebody. You did something. Let me break it like this. Wendy said, "Girl, you have to break your ass to be famous in these people's streets to get these people's money, right? And then you want to retire this man who has adore Wendy. You want to retire this man who hasn't put in this work that you've put in. Which, considering Wendy's situation and the men, her husband, you might think she's being hateful, spiteful, nasty, rude, whatever. And thank you guys for the likes. But that's real. I don't know a man And there's all different out, and I'm all about unconventional roles and things like that. What makes people work? Okay, I get it. I get it. But I don't know. No man is just like, yeah, baby, you burrow and brush your ass and then retire me. If you're not going to build something, then we bust our ass together and we retire together. That sort of thing. That part. When Wendy said that, can you imagine the pressure that put on that man to never leave Tabitha Brown? Never. I don't care what Tabitha said after that, because that's her thing, and so that's that. That's her thing. That's her thing. Talking, oh hey sugars, and that's her thing. Vegan, that's her thing. But that was her thing with black people. Black people liked her. When she got on the Wendy Williams show, when Wendy exposed her on that Wendy Williams show, she was exposed to a white demographic with that sweet talking thing, So she's not hateful, she's sweet inside. That's what white people like. Tabitha got into your Walmarts after that. Tabitha was on the Shy after that. Tabitha got a show after that. Tabitha got... And not because she said, bless your heart, Wendy. Because it's Tabitha's time. And it took Wendy to get her there. And then when people talk about the Crow, I definitely forgot about Tabitha, forgot about the Crow. The Crow was like that. I mean, that's iconic. And that's the thing about the Wendy Williams show. Hey, Chris, a bit more. Don't do that. We know he's snapping. Oh, you can't hear me? Oh no. Is that better? What happened? Let me switch back over. But that Crow, when she said Kanye, what she said, her and Chris wouldn't be married. Her and Kanye wouldn't make it past 90 days. Which she knew. And that's the thing too. Lots of things are ritualistic, especially at that level. And things like that are hard to explain. Like somebody said in the comments too, a lot of things that are kept secret from the public for public consumption. Oh, I'm sorry, I had it in my hand. So many things are not even available for public consumption, for us to even have a full understanding of a situation, to have a very valid or relevant or pertinent opinion about the situation. There's no way in the world on my show, that's with my name and my branding, that I'm gonna compromise myself and do something that I do not want to do. And on the backs of a decision somebody else can make. Eating crow because people got married too long. People were married longer than the day suggested. Eating crow alone is symbolic. You know what I mean? People don't eat crow. Crow is not a meal. Crow is, you can't get crow at Kroger's. Okay? So that sort of thing. And it's different for everybody. Everybody's not going to do that. I mean, I think Oprah's maybe her, it's a humiliation ritual. And hers was based a lot in her weight. And things like that. And also, too, I think her ability to never beautify herself to what do I want to call it? Like an entertainment standard. Hey, Snuggly, thank you. That sort of thing, which kind of kept her at bay and kept her in her place there. But even still, Oprah owned her shit. Okay? And that's the difference when we talk about, we like karma. Okay, Wendy talked about people, but imagine the things Oprah had to do to people to get the things that she has that people respect her so much for. And I used to love Oprah. I really did. And she was my mother. She was my, listen, I used to love Oprah. Definitely used to call her my mother. She was my mother. Bill Gates is my father. I'm not gonna say what Wendy said because that's what gets you taken out. But I ain't checking for these people no more. And I only I was there with my parents because they had some money. It was so superficial of me. So superficial of me. But Oprah is not I don't care about the school in Africa. I don't care about and I shouldn't say these things. So that's what they said. You might want to work with these people in the future. But I don't know. I want a real organic and authentic rise. And not even so much of a rise. Yes, I like that. Thank you, Snuggly. Not so much of a rise, but if I could be relevant in my element, that's all I want. I don't need too much. Shows is cute and things like that, but I'm terrible at with playing the game to a certain extent. I remember I had a job. I had a job. Let me, because I'm gonna have to just switch positions. I had a job, and I did really good at the job. It was at a luxury car service, black car service, luxury. Okay, I work with. I've talked to Cindy Lauper, and I've talked to Sway. I've talked to DC Young Fly. I've talked to executives and their personal assistants, and I've talked to all the people at this place. And I worked my way up. You only work your way up to 3 places, right? I got up to the 3rd space pretty quickly, and you could be the best of the best in the 3rd place. And there were guys and people there that were the best of the best in that 3rd spot. And once I started getting up there, the owner was just like, "This is what I want you to do. This is what you got to do. This is what I need from you." I'm all about doing my job and being good at my job. I always want to be good at my job, quality, effective, productive, efficient, Prestige Wealth CEO. Well, I'm not a filmmaker, but I could write. And I'm good on directing. Is that the same thing? But that's the thing. And he wanted me to elevate myself to take over somebody else's job. Now this other guy been doing the job longer than everybody there besides the man in charge. Excellent at his job. And this is in New York City. So he's got me already in the fact in just being familiar with the city. Now the thing is, and I just don't think that was my calling to be there level 3 for a million years. That just wasn't my calling. But alternately, the work that you have to put in, you know what I mean? Wendy Williams, the work that you have to put in to solidify your place in the direction and in your purpose, that you don't get there without doing things like that. You don't get there without eating crow. You don't get there without body shaming, or getting your body shamed like Oprah. You know what I'm saying? You don't get there like that. Well, yeah, I heard you say Ye is in Maryland looking for filmmakers. Kind of, yeah. You giving me the tea, right? I figured you was doing that, but why Maryland? Why Maryland? And it did not just get finished saying Kanye be on them planes, right? And whose plane is he flying in? But yeah, it's things like that. So everything black. I think, well, yeah, that choir was all black. But it's things like that you have to do to get to be at that level of success. They're just not giving it to somebody like Wendy. Even with Tasha getting sued by am I muffled because I didn't switch the hands? Even Tasha getting sued, any type of legal anything is more of a. I'm trying to get a good metaphor. I would say more of a hurdle than a bump in the road. You have to jump the hurdle to win the race. Bump in the road come out of nowhere. You know what I mean? You fuck up your shit. You know what I mean? But does that make sense? You know what I mean? because she is coming up there. You know what I mean? She's interviewing the people. She's getting the breaking news. She's getting the scoop. She's got the insiders. You know what I mean? You just don't. And however my elevation elevates, I expect things like that because y'all know I'm into the entertainment, so I can't think I would be missed by needing to experience some type of hardship to that degree, some type of embarrassment to that degree. Because that's what I mean. If you think about everybody's experienced some type of something like that. Everybody, I always think about like Beyonce. If you take away the Aaliyah thing, what the hell did Beyonce do? What type of embarrassment did she do besides getting drunk in that limo? And I was looking at the pictures the other day. Somebody posted something, and I was like, was she even really drunk? That's probably one of her finest acting moments. Maybe acting itself is an embarrassment for her. She doesn't like it. She just feels whatever. I'm speculating. But it's like, lots of people do things. Lots of people go to prison. Lots of people really embarrass themselves. Lots of people do things and continue to climb the ladder. And she's just steady runging along up the ladder. So there's that with that. And Wendy, especially now being in news, and the fact that people like Tasha K, it's Tasha K's time, it's Charlamagne's time, it's Jason Lee's time, it's, you know what I'm saying, things like that. Harvey, I'm sure, already trying to give up something and figure out who. Oh, I done sent myself like something that's so funny. That folded stomach, right? Yeah. Yeah. When she birthed the baby of the future. Blue is the baby of the future. And I just really am very passionate about that. So lots of drama surrounding that period, her being pregnant. When I don't doubt in my mind that Beyonce was pregnant with that girl. But to even, so yeah, for sure. But yeah. The people go through the things. It's a rite of passage. And you know what too? Even on a very simple level, a level that people can understand. Yeah, I mean, you can or you can't. But it's like, if you've gone Greek, if you join a fraternity, a sorority, an organization, there are rites of passage. You know what I'm saying? There's initiations, there's rituals, there's things like that. And getting into celebrity at that level, and your brand being globally recognized, and people want Wendy. I can get up there and tell the news. Tasha K could find her a purple chair. Jason Lee could sit in front of a big window wall, floor to ceiling windows. But people want Wendy Williams. You know what I mean? Beyonce. They could bring out all the pretty girls. They could bring out all the singing girls. They could bring out all the dancing girls. People want Beyonce. So at that, it's a hefty price to pay, to do that. Jennifer Hudson, for example, you will live the most cushioned life, and will give you the greatest of opportunities, but you might do it alone. Will you do it? I seen the thing on TikTok. TikTok is the algorithm of TikTok it's a part of your phone, it's a part of your camera, it's a part of you, okay? But they were like, what did they say? Look at me now, I don't even got it. It was something like, I want to get it right. I don't want to, because it's not going to make sense if it ain't right. Something about fame at the cost of one. Jennifer's show is boring, and that's what I'm saying. They just give her just a cushion life. Give her these things. All she has to do is show up when she has no type of she doesn't have the chops. She doesn't have the experience. She doesn't have the, you know what I mean? And I love Jennifer. I always say that, but I do. I love her music. I just can't stand her. And, she just never even been in that position, besides sitting in those turning chairs on that show and giving her opinion, being judgmental. she's never sat and talked and got into people's lives. And from what I could see from these interviews, it's not like she's getting the good details. She asking everybody to damn sing all the time. And it's like, in a day of social media, I can get on Tashina Arnold's page and watch her sing. I can get on Nicole Schleschenberger's page and watch her sing. I can get on Cheryl Lee Ralph page and see what she do. You know, I can do these things. You know, I do like Don't Call Me White Girl. I do love Mona. I do. Mona not going to be famous till she lose weight. And when we get to see a Mona getting skinny, that means Mona going to be on to something. Or especially when Mona get caught up in some type of charge, drug, something, she gonna do something racist, something to get her name more out there that crosses the bound, crosses that barrier. That is when. But I love Mona. I do. I enjoy the way she does what she does. I enjoy her. I've never known her. Maybe I've seen a clip long ago, but also too, you know, the thing with Mona is you know, it's her sound, and sound is important too, because that is what people will resonate with. I hear something, I can hear Mona, like, you know, T.S. Madison and Kevin Aviance and Big Frida. You know what I'm saying? Very iconic sounds, but definitely. I can see her doing her own thing. At the end of the day, we don't need another Wendy. We need to get out of that so that we can truly appreciate Wendy, and honor her memory and honor what she did, and not be so ready to replace her, because like they did with Jennifer, like they did with Jennifer, like they did with Whitney Houston. Imagine Whitney Houston with a talk show. Everybody who's anybody would be on there. They would talk about anything and everything on the show with Whitney Houston. You know what I'm saying? And be dying to sing like when they get on Kelly Clarkson and want to sing like Kelly Clarkson. So they'll all, you know, things like that. But give Mona a show, and she's definitely pivoting in that way. She's, you know, switched her layout and things like that. Now she got the desk, the little late night type thing and stuff like that. Which is what they need to do. Which is what they could do, because she could do that. Like, she could do YouTube. She could definitely do that on YouTube, and she doesn't need the production and the ABCs and the Disneys and the CBSs and the things. You know, she doesn't need all of that. But you don't know what's going on in Mona's head. You know what she's willing, and that's what I'm saying. That damn, would you rather? Like 20, what did the first one, because the second one, I'm morbid, so the second one stuck with me more. But it's the first one, it's like, would you do something for this? Or would you rather kill 5 people in your context and do this? You know what I mean? It's that sort of thing. And you don't know what people either ors are, and what they're willing to sacrifice for the life. Like Portia. I don't care. That man could have 1,000,000 wives. That man could stay out till 3 the next afternoon. That man could push me and be dismissive. But if I can call my girls and go on a whirlwind weekend, if I can buy the new bags, if I can jet certain time, if I can have recognition when I go to a restaurant, or when I walk to the town, or when I go into the embassy and blah, if I can get these clout pieces, if I can gain clout from the recognition or the association with you, I'm okay with all those other things. Yeah, kind of that too. Even T.S. Madison doing, you know, she was doing, you know, the Queen Supreme Court, and then she does the Maddie in the Morning thing, and it's just like, you know, Maddie does those things to show, even, like I said too about Halloween, you know, people do Halloweens, but they're, you know, secretly auditioning. Maddie did that as it's a portfolio. Madison's YouTube channel is a portfolio of things. If anybody ever has the questions what Madison is capable of or what she's done, go straight to her YouTube. You can watch every single thing that she's done. You've seen her capabilities. You see that she's qualified. And Mona, I mean, I think maybe she's building that up. But for her to do a show, and now Madison has that show on Fox Soul after all that work that she's put in. But I don't know. I don't really watch Fox Soul. But I'm happy that she got the show. But if they find the thing, they have to, and that's the thing, they have to find the equation. They have to make the equation work. Madison and Kaya, Monique, they break up. Monique gets blacklisted. Madison gets her show on Fox Soul. Monique goes on there. Everybody's winning. You know, the equation has to work. The numbers have to number. No, and that's the thing about, hey, cold fucking truth. Beyonce don't, and that's the thing. Beyonce, she's always played it cool in that thing. Isabel Marant sneakers that she put on the map when she was going to college, Birkin bags. She don't really be out here in the labels like that, and that's on the brand. When you talk about somebody who got a lot to lose, Beyonce would literally have to hold the gun to go down, you know? And with that being said, in no way will they even allow her to be affiliated. I work with Adidas, and Adidas is a is it Reebok? No, it's Adidas. I work with Adidas. Adidas is a long-standing brand. All day I dream of school. All day I dream of sex, depending on how you look at it. That's established, and they don't keep up in no mess. They're about the bottom dollar. Even with the Kanye West thing, that doesn't reflect badly on Adidas, you know. And that's just Beyonce. She's always above the fray. Beyonce is always safe. Now, the biggest thing about Beyonce is diamonds, and people don't get into that because people don't understand that. But her affiliation with Tiffany could be perceived as worse than what Balenciaga has done, but you'd have to be interested in that, and people are not interested in diamonds being bad or where diamonds come from or how they end up around your neck, because people want the diamonds. Even still, people want Balenciaga, all this shit. Kim said I think Kim said I didn't even get. Some things is just like, I'm just not even, because I got a million things working on my head, so I don't care how Kim comes out and tries to justify or explain herself out of, which was written by somebody else. I knew in the first line, what she said, as a mother, or some shit like that, was like the opening line one. I was like, okay, somebody wrote that. So I don't need to partake in that because it's not genuine. But, to say she's still going to work with the brand, you know, it's like, okay, we did all this stuff. People are still going to go out there and get the Balenciaga like they did with Gucci, like they did with H&M, like they did with, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. Tiffany alone is conflict diamonds. But people don't talk about that. Beyonce she's gonna take the wig off, she's gonna press her hair out. They're going to give Jay-Z a fabulous suit. They're going to take amazing pictures in the car. And it's going to sell. And then we're going to bring on too to sell it to the kids. And then, I don't know. I've only known one person, maybe two women with things from Tiffany's, a friend of mine. And a client, I believe, who had a Tiffany necklace. It's just a standard, you know, sterling silver necklace, nothing too special. So I don't even know people out here with Tiffany. Y'all got some Tiffany's in y'all got the a Tiffany blue box in y'all closet somewhere? Yes. See, stay with the silver. And you know, when it comes back to slavery, that's Beyonce, that's her thing. That's the thing. Now you got to watch my videos on that. Her Creole to her Arcadian to Creole roots. There you go. See, the churn breaks and things like that, and that's what the people did have. But when you get into the diamonds, and I think as I'm sitting there looking at it, it's like you said, the silver things are acceptable. Is it? Who knows? You know how you harvest your silver or whatever. Who knows? But those things are not the high ticket, high price items that Beyonce walking around. Beyonce, you don't get no. Other than I don't really see nobody. Beyonce in no jewelry. She definitely got no like Alex and Ani and shit like that. Because, bitch, if you walk around in a Telfar bag, you could have you an Alex and Ani charm on. You know what I mean? Telfar, that's the damn Telfar bag. And that's not to be overlooked, too. Now, Telfar want to do, get people to buy subscriptions or whatever they're going to do. And then you get first dibs on a hot bag before people decide it's a fad. And like, what is all that? Sell your shit, be done. And then people feeling excited or exclusive to literally a plastic bag. That if I find the right vendor in a seamstress, atelier, or even take my ass to a sewing class, I can craft the same exact bag. Kitty, what you like? A Telfar? Tiffany, it's a sweet gift. It's a sweet box. You know, the color and everything. I only have a Tiffany silver chain. Okay. So y'all out here with Tiffany? Nice. Oh, you said, hold on. Uh-oh, hold on. I'm gonna press the wrong things. Yeah, the Tiffany diamonds. Yeah, too much. Yeah, it's just too much. And this goes back to what I'm saying. This goes back to what I'm saying. If Sir Telfar, whatever that man's name is, if he wants to get to Chanel Gucci product, he will be. You got to compromise something. And when the scandal starts, that's the first recognition. But even him being involved, it's lots of black people got black things all over, and that's how I don't even understand why Gucci, Prada, Chanel, all of them. Now Chanel, okay. Chanel is what an icon. Chanel is the moment, okay. But even still, there are so many black brands as black people, black brands out here that could require and are worth so much more attention than the things that are presented to us. You know, like when I did talked about the Birkin bags. First of all, just like mansions, Birkin bags ain't for everybody. Okay, if you can't afford the mansion, if you can't afford the Birkin bag, that's just not what the Lord called you to have. Okay, and that's just that. That's the conversation. That's the beginning, and that's the end of it. There's no reason to look down, because you don't need to look down on somebody who live in a mansion. Don't need to look down on somebody with the Birkin bag. The same situation with the mansion and the Birkin. Do you need to live in a mansion? No, you don't. Do you need to have a Birkin? No, you don't. Can you resell a mansion for more than what you bought it for? Yes. Can you resell a mansion for what you bought it for? Yes. Can't sell your apartment? It depends on what you do to your house. You can't sell your house for what you bought it for. You can't sell your everybody got a little big black bag, a duffel, throw all the things in there, don't got too much of a name on it, whatever the case may be. Back then, I don't know what it's like, and everybody got something fancy now, but it's not resellable. So that's the conversation, that's what it is. So when I did that thing about the Telfar bags, because Beyonce said Telfar, and people walk around Telfar, and somebody said it was okay, because he came out of nowhere like Obama. And I'm like, okay, everybody's buying these plastic bags. To look down on a Birkin bag that is made of quality items, from crocodiles to lambskin to ostrich to diamonds, sterling silver. No comparison there. There's no comparison there. And then we get in a plain bag like a Telfar, as opposed to the Nathaniel Noir bags, which I love, which give me the look of a Birkin, the style, the material, the effect of a Birkin, because I like style, material, and I like effect. Okay, I don't want nothing simple because somebody told me it's cute to be simple. No, no, no. And at the same time too, those bags that give you that same effect of style are equally ecologically or animal friendly. You know what I'm saying? They're vegan, things like that. And shit, the niggas buy sneakers $200 a bag, $200. I mean, it's nothing. You got it, you get it. Okay. But that's not what they're talking about. And I'm sure there's people like other people, brands like Nathaniel. I've never seen another bag that do it like Nathaniel do. And I have been looking for Birkin knockoffs since I realized and knew what a Birkin was. And this goes back to Sex and the City, the early days. And I'm like, okay, where do I get a Birkin? Where do I get a Birkin? How do I get a Birkin? Okay. And Nathaniel Noir are the only bags. There are other people, but Nathaniel Noir is the bags that resemble and give me the same effect and give me the options. Different colors, different styles, different things. Love him. And make the damn thing. And then the girl, I'll never forget how the girl said she goes in gets in the comments. She's like, oh my God, these are so cute. I'm going to look at the website. She comes back and says that she bought 3 damn bags from seeing my post about the thing. And it's like, if Cardi B, Gloria, whatever, Lotto, anybody, talk about them back, give that man the same type of opportunity. Give it to him. But maybe he not out there kissing nobody's ass. And he not compromising the quality of his bags to be acceptable or whatever the case is, because I'm sure he does just fine that the girl bought 3 bags. Easily $500. Maybe $425. Who knows, you know? So he's fine doing the things he does. And well, let me tell you, when I get me a good dollar, I'm going to get me a good big black bag, okay? Because that's just what I want. Because that's I like nice things. But they're not sharing the wealth and the opportunity. Tell far back. Girl, I go down to the Joann's, pick me up some nylon and some faux fabric, line that bitch, stitch that bitch, throw a long strap on it, throw maybe a little boning in it, you know, if I want to get fancy, you know what I mean? I don't care if the bag $50. I don't care if the bag it's $25.50. Girl, down to the Joann's, okay? Grab the same materials, okay? I do love a deal. I do love a day. What we talk about here? Let me go back up in these comments. I was running my mouth. Calvin Klein. The Calvin Klein gonna take you through, okay? I can't ever earn it, but I can't ever Versace. Yeah. Patrick Kelly. It's my cousin. That sounds familiar. He gave Wendy the exclusive, the first pink big duffel Telfar. Come on now, somebody. So those are things I'm gonna touch on in part 2. Those big moments. Wendy has had many moments, and I really need to start preparing like the networks do for when people pass. You know, they already got the package ready. I don't want to think like that, but I also want to be prepared. But those types of things, you know what I mean? Like that's no easy. You know what I mean? For him to even have that recognition. Oh, okay, he's shooting the pictures with his mother and stuff like that. It's just like, you know, there's people out there. Nathaniel, all he uses. I mean, I ain't never seen the video I have of him talking about that bag. I've never seen him use models like that. He's always promoting his own stuff. So it's not like you're doing something completely whatever. That's not right down to the TJ Maxx house and get you a good bag. Yeah, I mean it's a celebrity effect. It's a celebrity effect. Period. Girls, and that's what I'm saying too. Like Birkin bags are out of your. I've never even seen a Birkin bag in person. I've been maybe in New York. I did live in New York for a little bit, and maybe I was amongst it, but I didn't know it. Whatever. But ain't nobody I know walking around with a Birkin bag. Not even a consigned Birkin. Birkins are not. It's not a thing. So, but the celebrity effect is okay. Kim's got them, and then Nicki Minaj. I've never seen Nicki with a Birkin bag. Like Erica Jane said, that's not really my style, which could be true. But you see the Cardi B's with it, and Cardi B has a closet full of the bandanas and the red, crocodile, and then the things, and then Jeffree Star's got the Himalayan Birkins, and the Birkins, and the girl's like, I want a Birkin bag too. I'm fucking for Birkins, and it's like, girl, first of all, you don't even know how to treat it. You wouldn't know where to sell it. You wouldn't know what to do with it, but you just want it, and we have to get out of that too. That's capitalism. That shit is the very definition of capitalism. And capitalism, you can't talk about capitalism without talking about money. And money is the root of all evil. You see plenty of fakes. Well, Prestige, you seem to be down where the people is at, what the people be doing, what the people do. So I'm sure you see plenty of fakes. But let me tell you a good fake. Like when Samantha, when they went to the souk in Abu Dhabi, and they went and had that forbidden experience, you wouldn't have been able to tell Samantha's orange Birkin from the Birkin that was up into that hot box there, especially the way it broke on the streets. I wouldn't expect my Birkin to break like that. I don't care how much we tugging and the pulling and the shaking and the moving, but because not for $20,000 should that bag break like that. But I don't care if it was Mike Tyson or The Rock pulling on that thing, okay? But if the and that's the thing, people shaming stuff on fakes. Only problem with a fake is that, like the Gucci fakes, and I mean Louis Vuittons. People have walked around with Louis Vuitton fakes because the leather looks good and the LVs are right. But you have to understand, Louis Vuitton uses one strip of fabric on their bags, most of their bags, so that one side is right side and the other side is upside down. And you got to know Louis Vuitton to know that. But because you can do that brown and that khaki and the things like that so easily, Louis Vuitton be out there selling out the thing. Let me tell you this. Then when I finally got around to the guy that watching the House of Gucci with Lady Gaga, aren't these not the same? The people that's out here making these, the fake ones, aren't they not the same people coming from the same manufacturer that they manufacturing the real bags from? Are these houses not making the money back with shit and 200% profits because they done sold the bag for $50? It took them 10 cents to put that bag together. Hey, 1981, What's DH Gates? Put me on. PMO. That's just where we at. Hello, user 1797. Welcome. That's just where we at with that. Making all the dollars. Okay, because they pay the people. I've had this conversation about, I don't know, call them sweatshops, whatever. Because, people working, in America, we work in air conditioned. Hey, brown gym girl. Hey, girl, hey. You doing right. You listen. I like you. People, we're very comfortable here, from the shoes that we wear to the conditions that we work in. And I'm not saying people are not homeless, but a lot of times in America, many people, you talk to some real homeless people, they're homeless on purpose. Okay, but we're very comfortable here. And then you look at overseas, especially with what they show us in the arms of an angel and all that stuff. They just think, oh, these people are just in these terrible conditions and things like that. And then these sweatshops where these people make these bags that we vie for and the jeans that we die for and the things like that. And it's like, oh, they need better working conditions. Let me tell you this. Then people over there, first of all, they get a job. Even in America, you know, a jab is worth something. You know, whether you want to go to it or not, it's worth something. You put the job in these people, and then the Americans create, I hate this term too, job security for these people for pushing for these items to come out. All them people, and because they live a simple lifestyle, I don't want to hold the microphone. All them people over there, because they live a simple lifestyle, because that's just what they do out east. Very simple. They need enough money to, I mean, they growing their own shit. You know what I'm saying? It's all locally sourced. So it's not like they spending all these prices and these taxes and things like this on food and things like that. They're not worried about proper plumbing and things, so that's just not what they have. That's just not what they need, but that's our projection on them. They're not worried about the finest duds because they make the finest duds. If they want to walk around in some fakes, they can do it very easy. You know what I'm saying? Because they have it right there. But they're not worried about that because they're not worried about the looks. Give me something that's going to cover up my thighs. Give me something that's going to cover up my shoulders. Let me get on my way. Let me do what I got to do. Let me support my family, because everybody out east is about family. You're not catching nobody out east. Maybe up in England it might be different over there. But you're not catching no one out east that ain't worried about their family. Okay? Make sure they good, make sure they right, make sure they covered, make sure they fed, make sure they, you know what I'm saying, things like that. No, they ain't worried about too much toothbrush and not too much deodorant. But those is Western customs, see. So when we get to talking about, they need to be paid more, stuff like that, they don't require more. Pookie Lou, hey, they don't require more. Do we think everybody should have more? Sure, because what? Because we want more. But I done got 50 rupees, whatever the price of the things, whatever they make at the end of the day. No, I'm not saying people should be working free, especially with the demand of Americans. But do you think about shit like Alibaba and all these things? When I was talking to the vendors for the shirts, it's like, and she's like, I do this, and I can do this, and I can do this, and she talking about me doing this, and I'm not the only one buying shirts. I don't know where the factory is. I don't know, and you get to the level that you get to see the factory, or whatever the case may be, but they are out, the people out there working. First of all, the people out there working, and they good at their jobs, okay? And then they just out there working. They have all these options to do work, and maybe they want to go to another factory, whatever those things are. But that's all they know. That's what they know. And that's the thing. That's why most of your doctors and things like that are people from out east. The work ethic. They're not worried about a goddamn Birkin bag unless they reach that level where they need to indicate to other people, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure it's a bitch worth billions with a TJ Maxx bag, because she don't give a fuck what nobody got to say. But, and no shade to TJ Maxx, we love TJ Maxx, okay? But it's all about status, but at the same time too, if we talk about a Birkin bag, and it's the fucking quality. Birkin got the whole farm. Birkin got the farm of crocodiles. I don't go to the Everglades. They got the farm. Grab a couple Crocs, put out a couple bags, make $2 million, buy some Crocs for $20,000 maybe. Breeding Crocs. I don't have to buy no Crocs. I'm getting to breeding the Crocs. Just like they do with fucking caviar. One night I was hooked on them making let me tell you, y'all. When I tell you I watched them videos on how they make that caviar. Whew, I got to sit up. When I tell you I watched them videos on how they make that caviar, okay? Breeding up them fish farms, making it for people, only for people that have the ability to spend $5,000 on a 4-ounce can of eggs. We sitting there complaining about a $2 carton for 12. Like what? Like you know what I mean? Like, understand what is going on before we, get into the conversation and things. And that all goes back into in some way or another. It goes back into, Wendy, it's her karma coming around. You just don't even understand the other players people just don't understand. Well, like I said too, I always bring this up. The Beyonce, you know, the wig. You know, she spends $145,000 a wig. The craftsmanship alone, the time it takes. I mean, they putting together houses in 6 months. That wig, 6 weeks. It's the same damn thing. That's the thing. The sun up to sundown, and it just. I mean, the sun up to sundown. I mean, this is all you know. And then we don't, you know, we have a lot of options here. Great American dream or whatever. And but most people come in. Most of the people that come and take advantage of the American dream are not even American. Hey, Starlight. Hey, they're not even American. The American. Who was the American dream for? Child, don't even get me started on tax breaks and things like that, because for people that are not from here. The vicious cycle, vicious system. And then they get to distracting us with, oh, make sure you get you a, or don't do this with a. Well, honestly, when I listen to music, I just want to, shit really escape. I don't need to be moved in no other type of way. Immigrants no work like no other. Nikki J, hey, welcome. And that says, oh, well, I don't, Donald Trump. Immigrants, to what degree, I'm not exactly sure. But that's, like I said, too, Donald can't be too against immigrants. He got immigrants working for him. You know what I mean? So I think what he was saying about that is just, it's on a deeper level. Do they come over here and take people's jobs? Yes. But are the Americans over here that could possibly have the jobs that these immigrants come over here and take, do they want to do them? No. With a smile on their face? Absolutely not. Look at the midterm thing come about, talk about Donald Trump. That's how y'all know they listening, always and forever. One day my phone, I think I posted my video the other day, sat down on the toilet, and my phone started scrolling. I said, why are y'all on my phone? And it stopped. But that's the thing, and that's us as Americans, because we worried about the wrong damn thing. Bags will never be able to buy, houses will never be able to live in, careers will never have. That's all. People talk about what I said that too before I jumped on, thinking to myself, it's like people are so upset with Wendy. Are you upset with your mother? Did you call your mother out on the things that she done? Were y'all sitting here dragging this woman for making her way in the world? You work at a pharmacy, money will never touch. You work at a pharmacy, is you on the pharmacist about the drugs you giving to these people? And you know they don't need to be on the drugs and the things. And you worried about Wendy Williams out here doing the fuck you know. Have you done the work on yourself before you sit there trying to tell somebody else how to do the goddamn work? People get on my nerves. People get on my nerves with their rhetoric and their opinions. So one-sided. And I like to think myself very open-minded and consider all the options. Pragmatic. I think that's the definition. I might be wrong, but I think I might be right. And people just really are be in their own worlds. And I mean that's what makes the world go round. That is how people overlook things like Wendy Williams. Irene Cara, I want to live forever, I want to die. Well, the Grammys usually do honor the people. I'm going to tell you this, the more people that died this year than they did in all the COVID, I'll tell you that. People have been dying left and right, okay? I'm really talking about regular people who you really just don't have the option. If somebody is so upset about, because that's the thing too about Wendy, unless she says something big, and that's what the people like, and that's what I said. It's like she's all right until she talks about somebody you like. Wendy, I'm trying to think, like, you had to watch it on the radio. You had to listen to it. Maybe if you read a magazine, and that's the thing. People like sometimes I get a comment in the video like, why did this come up on my thing? Somewhere along the lines, you liked the video about some type of drama, some type of gossip, some type of something, that triggered me in your algorithm. If I don't pick up a magazine, if I don't go to E, if I don't click on things and organize my algorithm on YouTube for that type of stuff, when you do, it's not gonna come up. And I'm sure maybe you get a little of this, a little of that, sure, because whatever. But like, you more than 9 times out of 10, you put yourself in that position to get or to receive that type of information. And like I said, if she ain't talking about somebody that you like, then she all right. But the minute she say, don't stop wearing our skirts and things. I mean, and that was on the heels of all that stuff. We at a point where drag races, wherever it is, and whatever she said about Ariana Grande, somebody said, it's just like, Miss Wendy Fish. I miss Wendy every time. I miss her more every time I see her on her show. A clip of her hosting something. A clip of her just out being her. Because it's not what we have right now. That's not what we'll ever get again. Granny and Zay, 23. The gossip comes with that because it's all media. It's all media. A huge shocking fan. And that's the thing too. Those are the types of things I need to get ready for get in my package. And I can't do that overnight or in 6 hours. I need to put in at least a week's worth of time and put that together, because I want to pull up like iconic moments like that. And I'm not plotting on her downfall. I'm just trying to be prepared. But like I said, this is how they setting things up. This is how they setting things up. There's no reason with Wendy, and people are just like, oh, you forgot to say she has lymphedema. First of all, if you watch this shit with Wendy Williams don't let you forget she got lymphedema. So what did it benefit me to sit here and tell you something she'd have told you a million times? Strictly trying to put a timeline together. People's perceptions and their expectations. But, putting the reels together, putting her iconic moments together. She has lymphedema and stuff like. There's no reason. That's what I was saying. There's no reason why, with her lymphedema, with her Graves' disease, with her thyroid issues, that she would even want to be out. That WBLS sister circle should even be accepting or requesting her presence. That her management should even be offering or accepting engagement deals or appearances and things like that. Like, we're not dealing with a real situation where people are ill and not able to take care of themselves. We haven't seen Barbara Walters in 4 years. She's ill. She needs to take care of herself. She's not out here parading around. She's not out dipping trying to grab some damn $23 gnocchi from her favorite Italian place. She's getting the shit DoorDash. She's having staff bring it to her. She's denying requests for appearances. And that's Barbara Walters. Barbara Walters was before Oprah, so she didn't pay the way she did things. She didn't pay the cost to be the boss, okay? So she don't have to be subject. But when it comes to media and things like that, Barbara's still putting people in that whole View thing. Barbara ain't so bad. They talk about somebody need to come and take over her shit. So I'm going to go on and say Barbara's still in charge of what's going on over at The View. So by proxy, she's orchestrating things that Wendy Williams can't do because she was holding the show down by herself. And when it comes to the bottom line, okay, we need to push this entertainment. We need to make this money. Yeah, Wendy going to run out to the liquor store, though. When everybody's sitting there talking about you get the drugs. Or even, and because you know news. And that's what I'm saying. I always thought that she was really in control because she knows news, right? Because you know news, people saying that you alcoholic, two sheets, fuck everybody. I'm gonna go in a yellow taxi. I'm gonna go in a yellow taxi and grab me a Kettle One. I do like Kettle One. Shout out to Kettle One. A Kettle One vodka and grab me one. Because all the while, everybody knows. All the while, my son said. All the while, like negate so many things to give us a picture. Content, because now people are talking about it. Yes, me included. But that's the thing. Driving views. Somebody got to get paid from these views I be getting, because I don't. Driving views. Bottom lines, getting fatter and fatter by the day. Because they're sitting and exploiting this woman. Out of sadness and desperation and sympathy, do I make these videos about Wendy Williams? Because I hope and I want and I would like to see the strong black woman that came out and commanded attention and held her own and dug a lane for herself that many of us continue to follow in. But we're not getting that. And that's what's sad. And I hate the people that, all this her karma. Howard Stern, don't shut up. E! News, TMZ on the inside, okay? Shit happened, TMZ, get the pictures up immediately. All these publications, The Sun, National Enquirer, People Magazine, all these. Somebody said, because one girl got in there and said all those things, and somebody would say, yeah, if it happens to Howard Stern, it'll definitely be his karma if it happens to Howard Stern. Oprah Winfrey, older than Wendy. Oprah has been looking better and better as the days goes by. She got Wendy by 5 years maybe. Wendy 58. Oprah got to be 68. Maybe she got her by 10 years. Let's look it up. Let's see. Maybe y'all could tell me. Oprah looked better. Hair pressed, laid beautiful. Outfits, she says she ain't shopped outside of her closet since 2018, 2019. Oprah looks good. She just started a school in Africa. She done put all these people to work in these movies and things. She grows her own. She's just living such a pure and honest life. Ciao. And I said, you know, Oprah used to be my girl. I really did. But it's like, that's probably why I don't know what I'll do. You know, in this age of information, you never know how somebody, you know, what they want to come out or how they want to control the narrative. I don't know how they would want to control my narrative. But, I mean, that's just where it's at. Half of what you see, none of what you hear. And that was Howard Stern too, talking about Oprah just the other day, talking about how she flaunts her wealth. And I'm not, you know, when you do what you need to do to have the things you have, I'm not about dumbing it down. I don't need Oprah to be like, oh, I'm from some podunk town in Mississippi, so I need to live in a house like this and I only eat things like this. No. Like I said, I'm trying new things. I'm on rutabagas, honey, and I'm on, you know what I'm saying? I'm on to things. You know what I mean? So things is going to change. I like soft closed features and hardwood floors and marble counters. I like nice things. So I'm going to have nice things. I don't need to play it down because people's like, oh, that's where you should have been. No. We got to grow. We're going to evolve. And we should be able to. We live in America and take advantage of those things. Yes. So he was saying how she flaunts her wealth, you know, the house always on her estate and the food and the this and the that and everything. And the thing is, like, nobody ever questions that. I'm not saying it needs to come into question, but we have given so much grace to her that things could be easily passed by through Oprah because she has given the okay, or she has been given with all the work that she's done. And that's why to give her the ownership, because, you know, I don't know, somebody had to have had that conversation with her. I highly doubt the men. I like how people do that, even though we all black. But people be like, these people, girl, that's black. Because that's my sister color. But giving her so much grace on that show, I highly doubt, you know, the pilgrim. I don't want to say that. That's rude. White people. I highly doubt those white men that was up in them offices where Oprah was on her way up was like, okay, we're gonna give you ownership and let you just do the, you know, or here's the guideline. You know, I could think that out, because like I was saying before on another live, just a live the other day, you know, people find their niche. People, these celebrities, get into a niche, and that might not be exactly what they wanted to do. Maybe at some degree, Whitney for sure. Britney, though, was resisting the direction they wanted her to go in, and then she lost her mind, or whatever. That whole controlling of Britney. Whitney was done singing, and she just wanted to live a life. She wanted to, reap the benefits, but they just wanted to push so much out of her till she didn't. Same thing with Michael Jackson. I talked about Jessica Simpson. Yes, she has successful shoes, but she can't stop drinking. Who the hell, after selling out arenas, I don't know if Jessica was selling out arenas, okay? But she was going on the concert, she was doing the albums and doing the things. Who the hell said, nah, I just want to sit and sign up on shoe designs? But Jessica, you make $4.5 billion a year. Miserable. That's what Mark Cuban said on TikTok. He said, I'd rather be making $50,000 for myself and it's mine than go out and make $700,000 for somebody else and it's work that I don't want to do. Wendy always said on the after show, once I get tired of coming out here and talking about the things and doing this show, I'm going to quit. Because at the end of the day, how much news can I say? How many ways can I do the thing? And then, okay, you can bring the people on, but Wendy ain't no people person. Okay? So she ain't about to be, she ain't caring about if the tea not hot, you're not on the spot. So she not just having people come on and do things or whatever the case be for her entertainment or for her fulfillment, to get the pushing the narrative, pushing the things, pushing the stories, pushing the this, pushing the that. Deborah Mercury. Now the irony is that the woman, this irony is not, it's not karma, it's irony. The fact that the woman who spilled the beans on so many other people has now got all her baked beans is everywhere. That's the irony of the game, and still people are making money off of that. People, to see the reaction to the same thing with Donald Trump, same thing with fucking Barney, to see the reaction of people plotting on her downfall, thankful for her demise, you know what I'm saying, justifying her health situations with a life that she was living. So cruel. So cruel. Oh, that was her choice. She could have done anything. No, she could not have. And that's the thing about she could not have. That's the thing about fame. You get to taste the fame. Wendy, I went from a girl who was always hushed at home and made fun of and picked on by the people in my home to being loved by the world for something that I just picked up on a whim. Yeah, no, you don't give that up. And if you don't understand that, you never had it. You never had any type of semblance of it. If you never experienced that type of transition from anonymity to global notoriety, you don't know anything about wanting to keep that energy going. And yeah, well, I mean, everything fades away. And that's just where we at. Now, we 30 years in the game of her doing the same thing. She's like, okay, yeah, I would like to have a more well-rounded show. Like when she said, I want to talk to Dr. Oz or whatever, something like that. Sure. But if that's not what the show's going to allow me to do. They're not going to let me come on here and speak specifically about health issues and things like that, which would be very on brand because she's a woman of a particular age. So you would think she want to talk to her demographic and not some 20-year-olds or some Gen Zers, Gen X, Gen Zs, who knows. She don't want to talk to them. What y'all saying in the comments? Forever a Wendy fan. Morning just isn't the same without Wendy. A life ain't. I just wanted to use T.J. Holmes and Rachel, A.B. Robot star. Who was T.J. Holmes and A.B. Robot? I'll never forget when they. Oh yeah, yes. Black Girl Magic. Al Roker dying, right? On his way out. God bless him. Right, but I just health before wealth. Tamron Hall, she'd have been conditioned at the place she came from to hold the position that she's in now. That's how I feel about Tamron. How long she gonna go? I don't know. It's got to be a quality show. She gets the good people on there, but I don't know. Tyra said, I can't do this, but I'll give it to y'all in some other kind of way. I'm not going to do this TV show too much longer, but I will go to Harvard. Long weekend class, get me a certification, and I'll serve in another way. And that was very obvious when she got on the goddamn, because there's no way. It just don't make, I don't care. And maybe she's 2% owner in Skims. I don't know. But for her to come out of retirement for Kim Kardashian's thing, it's just that just is not great images. And I did like them. But like, but to be the black spokeswoman, to merge the history that way from the, okay, so Tyra back then was the only black model in that, for then to her now 30, 40 years later, not 40, maybe 35 years later, find herself in that same position, being the only black girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at no point in your black power or whatever do you want to be the token black person. Never ever. Queen Latifah served in a different way. You know, from the show, she had a great show. Like Tamron Hall had a great show. Might be on the same damn set, Tamron Hall and Queen Latifah. But she said, you know, I'll give y'all this, but I'm going to serve in a different way. Oprah serves the people. Ayanna had to prostrate herself and humble herself and conjure up her things and do the things. Same thing with RuPaul. It is his time. He's put in the work. He's been around the people. He has done the things. But to make that man get in drag to his level of drag and sit in that for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, like, there's nothing easy about that. There's absolutely nothing easy about that. Drag is not easy. And that becomes the perception, and I've said this before, that becomes the perception with drag. Oh, anybody can do it. No, you can't. You can't do it in heels. You can't do it with a wig on. You can't do it in a corset. You can't do it tucked up in your body. You can't do it well. You can't do it and repeat lines. You can't do it and kiki with the people. There's nothing easy about it. It's nothing easy about it. But he is, I'm going to use his term, the queen of drag. And right now, drag is so overly exposed. Gay, period, is over. We pansexual, we bisexual, we non-sexual, we call me a woman, call me a man, call me an animal, call me a grape. You know, it's all these things. It's like, okay, so let's look at RuPaul thing. RuPaul been around for years. Years. I remember sneak watching RuPaul when he was on VH1. When he was taller, he was skyscrapering over all the people. Years. Same thing with Wendy. Years. I would hate to see whatever is going on with Wendy go happen to RuPaul. Like, how does he even transition out of this level of global notoriety? Literally global. Like, he is. And that's the thing too with Tyra, like, backed out so these other people could like come in, talk show hosts, America's Next Top Model, Germany's Next Top Model, da 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 da. Then Heidi does Project Runway, da 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 da. Now RuPaul does the Drag Race in Berlin, Drag Race Afghanistan, Drag Race Wakanda. You know, it's just so much. Or just say clear. I could have just said clear people, but that's rude too. London. What about her extended family? I'm reading through the comments. I was running my mouth. You know, I said that. You know, her brother, like, they just not right. I said, well, Wanda, and that's why I said people who give this charity don't make big deals about them giving a charity. You're not supposed to, because out of the kindness of your heart, you don't make big deals about things that could positively affect people's lives. You do it, you know what I'm saying? And it's a very selfish act, but it's selfish in a very healthy way. And you don't need to make a big deal about it. And if Wanda is going through the back doors, if she's coming in at night, if she's staying out of the limelight, that's what I hope. And like I said earlier, it's like if Wendy don't want to talk, if she don't want to be around Tommy because Tommy is always mooching and looking for a way, and she can't trust him, or she's not going to talk to her dad because her and her dad, Tommy and her dad are in cahoots, and he makes her feel like she's 12 years old again. No, she doesn't want to be around the people. And because she was so focused on her career, she really didn't build great or long-standing relationships with friends, which is, I mean, Barbara Walters probably sitting at home alone, probably paying somebody to be there. Ain't nobody rolling through Barbara Walters' place because they want to. Ain't nobody rolling through Oprah's place because they want to. Oprah was always going to be, she was always going to be the queen of the culture, and that's why they gave her that. Gave her the things that she has. Until she does something. But when she did that whole, when she got and campaigned against Me Too, she put the Me Too thing on the map. I just knew then. Having had been in these relationships with these people, Harvey Weinstein, R. Kelly, not relationships, but she's been in concert with these people, and Oprah at that level. Or even when you hear things about Harvey Weinstein and fucking R. Kelly, we always knew. Donald Trump was always a slick talking this, that, and the third. R. Kelly always had young people around him. Harvey Weinstein was always in his office with the door closed. Bill Cosby always, you know what I'm saying? We always knew. And for 30 years, everybody's fine. And then now we're here. I did like Queen Latifah's show, too. Arsenio gave all he could, but still played the game. But I think he just crumbled under the pressure. Montel, too. And some people just are supposed to do what they're supposed to do. Montel had a good run. Montel didn't do nothing else but do that show. You know, he didn't do nothing else. Then he died, sadly. Right? Wanda dead, right? Wanda Sykes. Montel dead, right? Wanda Sykes, just a comedian. Wayne Brady, Oreo. People love Oreos. White people love Oreos. And then you go along, and then it's like, okay, he's funny and he's personable. We can get him to host the show. Montel ain't dead. Don't Montel got MS? I thought he had died. And then they command this thing, and that's what somebody said too about these late night hosts, these talk show hosts. They stand so neutral in these positions and hold these positions, captivating people, but don't really fall or have any type of insight. They just simply laugh and ask the right questions, which is all scripted. I don't even think they allow Wanda Sykes to be the Wanda Sykes that Wanda Sykes want to be. And Steve Harvey, you know, he's chasing a check too. Difference between him and Kanye West is that he has been whipped into shape for him to understand you'll never sit at the table with us, but we will allow you in the room. Tavis Smiley, well, they had reduced Tavis Smiley down to, you know, public access so many times, and that's the thing. And like, people like Tavis, you know. So they still took what they could get from him money wise, but Tavis, ain't no reason Tavis, which I can get right into the next one. Tavis couldn't have been Trevor Noah, replaced Jon Stewart. No way. But he would have had his own opinion, and that's not what they like. Trevor Noah ain't nothing but a clown dog. Michael Strahan. That's the thing with people coming out of sports like that. Sports ain't nothing but the most conditioning of conditionings of the conditionings. And they said, oh, you could talk well, and you can put the thing. When Michael Strahan got on fucking Kelly and Michael, that was that's a big deal. We get a football player to sit and command the mornings on this time slot, because once Kelly shut that shit down, who the hell they gonna have replace that? I don't know. People have been watching that show at that time for 40 years. They started in the 90s. So Michael was, you know, a product of hard work. And that's the thing. People are just out here. If people can, and he died. If If Heath Ledger could be a husband and a father and then get in the set to become the Joker, people are out here doing the things. And then somebody said too, this was a while ago, I heard somebody say, kids find themselves in movies, and you might think that's too much for a kid to do in a movie, but the kids are actors. Heath Ledger was a child actor. Um, Dakota Fanning was a child actor. I love Dakota Fanning, child actor. People are created. They have these abilities to do these things. I run my mouth. Some people affect characters in situations, and some people follow the rule of a 9 to 5, and that's how the only way they choose to live their lives. People do all sorts of things in the world. Now, I don't know who Arthur Neville is, though. I don't care about Karamo being Karamo ain't the first Blade talk show host. RuPaul is, and he ain't, and that's the thing too. And they always slip that in too, which should be a bigger deal. They'll say the first openly gay. So what you mean? There's been closeted gays that's been hosting shows? Yeah, yeah. He ain't the first ever, as far as my recollection, is RuPaul. RuPaul ain't trans. RuPaul is a drag queen by trade. He's gay. He was hosting shows back in the 90s, early 2000s, in the 90s. They found Karamo. They needed somebody to hold that space, and they said, in this climate, with all that Queer Eye buzz and then the revamping and the this and then we just see him with these people and the things. And more need a spot, and we need somebody to fix us. We need somebody who's conditioned. We need somebody who can, and that's the thing too. I think it's about properly manipulating or playing the game with the white people. Because I think about, I don't know the guy's name. I don't know that guy's name. But it's like, to get a black guy who's around white people. The bros and the things, and you talk the thing, and you get the lingo, you get the thing, you can say a joke and they laugh, that sort of thing. That's Karamo. He was conditioned around that with being in Queer Eye, conditioned himself around being white, around white guys in that way. Same way I feel about Meghan Markle, conditioned herself to be in a white setting, to be romantically involved with the white man, to get used to acting in this way. On Suits, I adore Suits, one of my favorite television shows. That's where I first met Meghan Markle. No, actually, I remember her on Deal or No Deal, but I didn't know her, but I got to really enjoy her on Suits. But Mike from Suits ain't that far off from fucking Prince Harry. Yeah, so you definitely remember Providence. I think Oprah was the first. Stupid. Natasha crazy. RuPaul does come off very Renaissance. But I think that's just, I don't know, because whenever he... But I think maybe that's how he feels, because he always talks about his inner saboteur. He seems very put together, but I'm sure he struggles with a lot. Even him having that white man that he has with the 65,000 acres of land in Wyoming and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Those types of plays, those types of plugs, those types of ploys, things like that. The things he battles when you talk to RuPaul is like, when I was in the thing, when I started dragging the 18, it's all that. For when he could be very regal. I mean, RuPaul is regal, but he could be very regal, but he doesn't want to upset the people. If he comes off as the proud, accomplished, established drag queen that he is, queen of drag that he is, I think that might put people off. Oh, that gay, that sort of thing. But if he says, when I did drag, and we're like, oh, he's such a silly gay guy, that sort of thing. White-minded. Well, Suits, I feel like just prepared her for this role, her greatest role yet. Free indeed. Did I shout you out? Hey, you in the conversation? Been in the conversation. I've been running my mouth. RuPaul is holding baggage, as you should, especially he's drugs and things like that. You know what I mean? I'm sure RuPaul is only just one line or one drink away from getting packed because just the environment is different. But no, he is you required, and that's the thing. It's like they literally have given up on Wendy because it's like you're not even giving her a strong man to walk or sending somebody to the store for her to get her liquor. Okay, but they have put more pressure on him, on RuPaul, who at one day could be like, fuck y'all, fuck this, fuck everything, and then there's gonna be some sex scandal on RuPaul's Drag Race, and they're gonna shut the shit down, or they're gonna put somebody. I don't want to shade none of the other girls, but of all the drag queens that he has put on, they will easily replace him. Trixie Mattel, I like Trixie. That's it. That's it right there. That's just what they do. That's the thing that keeps them in. It keeps things locked in. Guarantees their global notoriety. Notoriety. That's what they got to do. Ain't no way, Billy Porter, even black gays I know. It like Kanye worked there, and when you get on, he leave your ass for a white girl. That goes for the gays too. I'm sure it's some black person out there. I'm sure it is. And I'm not saying I'm not against interracial dating. Speaking of interracial dating, I put on, and that's the thing, Instagram don't give my comments no type of love. That's why I just come right on over here to my people. But that whole the Supreme Court passes lets gays get married in interracial relationships. What the hell do interracial relationships, Sean T, my God, what the hell do interracial relationships got to do with gay marriage? How are they even on the table at the same time? Do you need to have interracial relationships linked in with fucking gay marriage for it to get passed through? Because you can't have one without the other. But what the hell do they have to do with each other? Somebody tell me that. Somebody tell me that. Somebody tell me that. I'm also sitting there trying to think of any gay black person. I mean, shit, even the celebrities that might be gay, white, with the white people. Fucking, I'm not about to get here and call these people out. But what you call Tay Diggs was married to a white woman. Shit, Terry Crews. Shout out to the light skinned ladies, but damn it. Omari Hardrick. Fucking Blair Underwood. Two separate, and that's the thing. Are they even? Mario Cantone's husband is black. He's Italian, so he got it on his own. So that's the husband that went wrong. And that keeps Mario Cantone. Mario Cantone got a black following from Sex and the City. Don't nobody know Mario Cantone outside Sex and the City. And for him to marry a black man, that solidifies him in the black community. And black people love Sex and the City. Hey, Chris. Chrissy the baby doll. Wanda Sykes, Raven Simone. We don't got nobody big, proud, and black. Even Stedman's ass light skin, white hair, and probably white wash for sure. No shade, but it is what it is. Wendy even tried to get her a white man to try to make things make sense. Went on that date with that man knowing damn well they wasn't doing nothing. I think they even did a little holiday something as well, at least what the pictures was trying to tell us. But that's the thing, it's like somebody like Wendy ain't gonna get on with somebody white. And then you look at somebody like Oprah, who is has conditioned her whole life to be white. You know what I'm saying? Like, to play that game. So she needs somebody like Stedman. I mean, I probably heard Stedman talk maybe twice in 50 years. How old am I? You know? But I'm sure he's very, in the things in the, Oprah. When you, Oprah Winfrey, when you do, he ain't like, yeah, girl, I don't know, smack on your hand. He ain't doing nothing like that. That's Gail's ass. Yeah, girl, I smack on your hand. See? And Italians love it black. Kita, I said it. Kitty, I said it. But that's true. Not under the stairs. Robert De Niro, but that's the thing. Robert De Niro too got that. He has a lot of black love. I mean, from every Robert De Niro movie he in, black people love that thing. So he could either really go either way. But him having white, black. I'm not saying he don't like black people. But it really just dominates his, his effect, his likability and things like that. If Oprah got with a man, Gail's color, because she darker than Stedman. If Oprah got with a man, Gail's color, it would be lightly problematic. If she got with a man my color, problematic. If she ever left Stedman, problematic. Mm, mm, mm. Robert, see that's the thing too. Like these celebrities doing, like I don't think it's any celebrity out there need to. Now I'm not saying they're not forceful and put themselves on people, but I don't need to be taking anybody against their will. As a celebrity, I don't need to be risking my life to get off. I don't need to be out here making a fool of myself in the streets, making sure somebody is in their house or watching it because they don't answer calls. And everybody's people too. Everybody's human, and there are human experiences. But Kevin Hart and Kobe Bryant never need to rape a woman. Robert De Niro don't need to be outside searching to see something, you know what I mean, like that, like those things. Now in the 70s, maybe it was just getting into the groove of things, and maybe that's who Robert is. Just want to make sure she's all right. But there are certain extremes. I always thought that too, like T.I. done been in all this trouble in the court, this was a while ago. All this trouble from the streets, no the police, even got Tiny next to him, who has a lot to lose. I've got the career, I've got the things, we got these kids, we got the things. Why are you riding in this car with all these things in it? You know what I mean? Like, some things just don't make sense. But I told you that whole jail process is a very ritualistic, conditioning process. And it's required for whatever level of, they're pretty solid. Most of them in Atlanta is pretty fucking solid. How, why, for what? I don't know. They do call Atlanta the Black Hollywood, and that goes with more than just and shit. If you think about it, it's right in the middle of the South, so who knows? It's a median point. Is it more south than north? I feel like it's right in the middle. But if you're calling it Black Hollywood, it's not because it's a movie studio out there, and it should have just happened to be Oprah. Oprah got some stake in that Tyler Perry studio over there. I'm sure she had placed a call to even give him the grace to even have it. And that's the thing too, Tyler living in secrecy just because Tyler could be, I'm sure his husband would be white. Without a doubt, that man would be white. But I would like to see that he would be black. I would like to see the Tyler get him with a black man and get to doing the things and living the lives. He might treat the black men in his movie a little better. Instead of casting the men he want to sleep. Let me shut up. Let me shut up, because I told you if Tyler give me the call, y'all gonna see me in the next Why Did I or How Could You. Stacy the J. I don't know where we all. I'm not all. I'm all over the place. What are we talking about, y'all? I've been on 2 hours and 15 minutes. I feel like I've been on just the 15 minutes. Yeah, Tyler. I hope he would be too, but he not. He might be Italian. No, you know he ain't gonna be putting no crazy way. I said, Tyler, I could do it myself. Tyler, I could do it myself. Just let me press it out. I'll call my barber and have him come on down. It depends how much you paying. Lee Daniels. I think Lee Daniels was a white man. Italian, you hear me? So much is going. We're in the age of information, and ooh, Jesse. You know, I got a lot of respect for Jesse. I don't know how much he imparted on B-Boy Blues, but he had got a couple notches back that he had lost after several of his lost. Well, your man Italian. He had lost several notches in his philandery and fuckery and foolery. But that B-Boy Blues was a game changer for me. Cinematically. Frank Ocean. I don't know. Let me turn this on so I can see what I can see. Actually, I should grab that. Actually, I'm gonna have to switch. I'm gonna have to switch up the whole thing because my phone dying. And that's I've always heard about Italian people like black people. I've always heard that Parisian because they know what they know what it is. They right there. They right there. They know exactly what it is. Italian soul food, you know you're going to be asleep after you eat. They know exactly what it is, and what it's hitting for, and what it gives. So it's not surprising to me. You just got to find me. I'm surprised I don't have my own is what's surprising to me. Lamar Odom? Lamar Odam?